We're getting the energy of focus and abundance today, and to focus on, I'm just seeing so many butterflies fly by on this balcony here. And on that note, I do want to ask you if you appreciate this setup, having the mirror vision, seeing how this YouTuber is set up here, and just got me wondering how this may evolve since I haven't had this channel very long at all. And I have wanted to just be me and just come on camera and just allow what wants to come through, or just to express and speak and allow messages to come through, whether I'm inspired to, or just turn on the camera and allow what comes. So I wonder what the evolution may be. And I certainly don't intend to go down the road of having this very polished setup and then getting a bit tense and superficial about things. It's not my intention, and then how do I go even more authentic from here? who who knows? But a friend of mine did share a reel this morning on reflecting on 5 years ago. I mean, who really wants to go back to 2020 when we're in the now, living in the now? But reflection can be useful for seeing the evolution, for seeing how the dots connected forward in terms of your dreams and your goals and manifestation, to see how, in many ways, far beyond our wildest dreams can come about when we may be setting goals or having some linear intention, and then in a quantum jumping, we can bring about so beyond that. I mean, literally today could be magic for you. Something incredible, seeing more butterflies, white ones, beautiful. Magic is possible for you today, something that could be life changing in an incredibly positive way could happen to you today. That if we could focus our attention on this abundance and possibility and what is here and what does want to come, by getting out of our own way and by observing and witnessing and surrendering to all the ways in which the divine is constantly communicating with us. I did intend to speak about this coming on because that was what was coming to me from early morning today, in the day, in how I intended to go get a bus, go to a nearby town and be by the sea and do some of my editing, writing, and get some work and things that I had to do there. And my cat was crying to me and acting up a little bit. And I was taking it as in, am I not supposed to go? Do you not want me to go? Are you telling me not to go? Because he communicates with me. And I ended up just missing that bus to go up into the village here and do my work elsewhere for a while and intend on getting the next one, to which the driver was refusing to let us on the bus, even just 5 minutes beforehand. And I just left that and got inspired to go buy some incense because I had some sessions here tomorrow morning. And I realized there were some things I wanted to pick up. So I just embraced, okay, signals are there of don't get the bus or you're not supposed to go there. So I'm walking up the street and I'm getting this experience of community and interactions with people and this like loving connection and loving interactions and just feeling like, God, I love this place. I love the community spirit. I love the connections. I love my home. I'm so in gratitude. Rather than the kind of, I'm going to go off and do my thing and be in my own zone, it was, look what's coming to me. Look at the people coming into my reality. Look how much fun this is. It was just a surrender to what's coming to you rather than what you're aiming for. I wonder if you have that experience of when you surrender and get out of your own way and stop trying to direct and control things and allow life to come to you. I'm not saying that to be passive or to just sit there and let things come to you and absolutely take action, but to observe what is coming into your reality, what is approaching you, what is being attracted to you in your being, in your energy of being, rather than your doing and taking action that way. So, in that expression, things that were coming out of that, and opportunities and possibilities and connections, and more things that were expanding and being created from that was beautiful. To coming up back home again and finding a gift bag of avocados at my door, just going, abundance, absolute abundance. And I was sharing on this energy of focus and abundance and having to focus your energy on one specific thing right now that you really want to drive forward rather than being scattered in so many directions. And saying to yourself, excuse me, should I do this? Should I do that? And this being in the thinking mind, to connect back down into the heart and be in gratitude and look back and reflect on how you're grateful for so many things that did unfold in your favor and how much magic happened within the last 5 years that has got you to a new, more evolved version of you now, that the version of you back in 2020 would be like, hello? Is this, who is this person? Whatever it may be for you, is certainly that version of me is probably like losing their mind, looking through some portal to where I am now and my lifestyle and what I do and how I show up and my authentic expression and how I have really literally come well out of the spiritual closet that was so, there were aspects of me that were so hidden and repressed at that time. Um, so many masks on, as in not really being myself. There was me thinking I was being myself, but not really being myself, and not really giving myself the full permission to be myself, and having some unhealthy habits and behaviors, which we all can still have in our unfolding, evolving journeys, and observe them and say, oh, I'm doing that again, and that's not in my highest good, and I can improve even more, and that's fine. And to give yourself gentleness and grace and compassion as you continue to see how you can be even more loving of yourself, how you can give yourself even more nurturing and nourishment and cheer yourself on and be your own cheerleader. So, big question in this video, I wanted to ask you, actually, it's two things now, and I'm getting. First, I'd like you to take out a paper and pen. I do this exercise with people that come on courses with me, but I'm just giving it out there now to all of you. Write down everything that you believe about your belief system, about the universe, source, God, what you believe to be true in this reality, as in what you're experiencing, your perception, your belief system is personal to you. It's not that you have to align with mine, and let's all have respect for one another's belief system. It's what you're either programmed to think, or it's what you're actively choosing to believe, and it's what you're saying is true for you based on your own experience in the world, or mystical or magical experiences you may have had, if you've had a near-death experience or whatever it may be for you. But to write down all of what you perceive and believe and have experienced to be real and true for you, as in what the universe is, if it's loving, if it's whatever it may be, to write it all down. And when you have finished doing that, to ask yourself how much you live by that belief, how much you're embodying it, how much you are going about the world in that, how much you are matching up to the frequency of that. And if there's something that you've written down that's potentially negative or unfavorable, to question if you could change that, if you could modify the belief to make it even more positive, or if what you've written down is super positive and you're observing, I'm not quite embodying that, as in living that in my day-to-day reality. So this is the idealized belief of, source loves me, the universe is unconditional universal love. And then to say, are you living that in your body and in your everyday interactions and in all of your experiences and how you're feeling in your body? And to look at how you can potentially bridge the gap to be more of your heaven on earth, more of what you want to experience here. So that was the first thing. The second thing was in relation to that gap between 2020 and now, in how far you have come and how you have evolved. And you may have experienced so many different things, from perceived losses or grief, transformation, change of career, health concerns, whatever may have, relationships falling away, moving to new locations, and just maybe being right where you are, feeling things haven't changed that much, but feeling that you're different, that you're not the same person somehow. And how you can acknowledge positivity and how you can celebrate incredible change for your good in the way that even you know something now that you didn't know before, and that benefits you. It benefits you moving forward in applying that wisdom and knowledge to make better choices or to create better experiences. and how there's a beauty and a magic in that to be appreciated and have so much gratitude for. Like, thank you for the obstacles and the challenges and the hardships and the things that fell away that created space for more of what brings me joy. And thank you for my knowing of that, knowing that right here, right now, I'm creating even bigger. So that question is, how can you dream bigger? How can you script and write down what you would absolutely love to be, have, and do right here, right now? What you would love to do to be in that state of abundance, to generate abundance, to share abundance, to broadcast that frequency, to be even more authentically expressed. If you want to come out of the spiritual closet or whatever, I absolutely celebrate you. All in your own terms, within your own boundaries, within your own belief system, as is comfortable for you. And then at the same time, if we're honest with ourselves, nothing truly good can come out of comfort zones. We get uncomfortable in change. We get a level of discomfort within us that either we are choosing and leaning into with that Aries fire of action towards what we're wanting to bring about, or we get pushed. I mean, eclipse season can do that. You know, you can get pushed. Like I was pushed into switching on the camera and starting this channel when soon as Mars went direct. It was like, boom, go. I can't explain it. It just came up within me and we took action. And there's a really, really, really big message coming through to be your own inner leader and not to wait, not to look for validation or approval, or not to see what's coming to you or sit and wait for the next thing or the next sign to come to you, even though, yes, your spirit guides, animals can communicate with you and spirit's always communicating with you. It's very important that you take the lead and you just act, focus on what you're aiming towards and act towards it, and to allow the feedback mechanism to respond, to show you what's next, the next step, or how things are working, and to be mindful of your belief system and your perception, as in you're not allowing fear, doubt, worry, procrastination to seep in and sabotage yourself somehow, but you're going at things with a level of inner fire, with certainty and with conviction, and you're commanding what you desire, and you're going even bigger with your dreams. So if you have been manifesting over recent years, this is your call today to go bigger, to dream bigger, to go into focus mode in directing your energy towards one big thing that you truly want to expand on, you want to amplify energy into, and to allow it to grow, to nurture it, to add fire, fuel into that, to expand and go even bigger. Because I don't want to even say the sky's the limit, it's not. There are no limits. It's in limitless. I mean, if you can apply what you've learned in the last 5 years in terms of how much have you expanded in consciousness, how much you believe in your own inner power to be the creator, to co-create. Guided through other cards in my bag, if you would allow me one moment. Yes, oh, they're just right there. This is perfect. I had selected these this morning and I felt I was going to make a video in another location. It didn't happen, but I'm guided to them now. So these three cards of co-creation, which I was just speaking on, that you are co-creating with the universe. I read out the messages from them. With God. Beautiful energies here. And heart and soul. Co-creating with God from the heart and soul in the portal of your heart. Follow what lights your heart up. Be in gratitude. Give deep gratitude. Profound gratitude for all that you are and have right here, right now, for everything that you have made manifest within recent years that has taken you to a whole new level, and to know that right here, right now, through the portal of your heart, in co-creation with God, you're bringing about more of your heart and soul desires. I'm going to go to the description on these. Co-creation. A new opportunity will present itself over the coming week, which may first seem beyond your financial means or expertise. Again, perception. If this opportunity would not present itself if you were not capable of handling it, of course. It will work for you provided you are flexible in the methods that you adopt. More importantly, keep in mind that anything of lasting value is always a co-creation between you and God. Seek intuitive guidance from your higher mind or from God. See yourself in a spiritual partnership with the divine creator and ask to be shown the ways and means of accomplishing your mission. When making a decision, sit quietly and ask your higher self and God to help you make the most appropriate one. And this is tying in with that energy of focus. Like, really, to meditate can be useful in connecting with your higher self. For me personally, I find that even walking meditation, being out in movement in nature connects me, and I receive messages in motion. So it's not necessarily that you have to sit in your meditation to receive those downloads. It could be that you have a shower and connecting to the water element, or being receptive, or allowing messages to come through. Even when you step in the shower in the morning or in the evening, Spirit, please deliver some information that I might need to know at this time. Guide me in anything that I may need to be aware of at this point in taking my next step forward. Thank you. Open up the dialogue and communication with your guides. Remember also that perseverance and commitment are major factors in any success, and that really is putting the focus, attention, and fire into it. Acknowledge your fears and perceived shortcomings and go for it. You will not fail, provided that you always remember that all you do is a co-creation with God, so you are not alone in your process, which is comforting and supportive and can help you feel like forced to be reckoned with almost, and give you gratitude to know that you're not alone on this path. This has been a huge thing for me since 2020, in coming from being in what I perceived, was a time of crisis and despair and things falling apart and falling away, to truly knowing, experiencing this connection, and life was completely changing as a result in ways that are just, I was even this morning, I was going, wow, I live here. This is so incredible. At that time I was living in a block of flats in Madrid, and the noise and the pollution and chaos, and now, I mean, you can see it's sometimes, you just have to sit here and go, wow. Wow, literally, wow. What is your wow? What's giving that, when you see the change within you, even if it's not in your external reality, to say wow to something, say wow to yourself. Like, you are wow. What's your wow? Share your wow in the comments. I'd love to see that and celebrate it. So, onto the God card. You may be asking, does God really exist? And if so, where is God when you need God most? It's interesting because I had seen someone share in a forum online something about praying to God, and it was met with a lot of negative reactions of people finding that that was unwanted on that forum. And you may feel that, there's a time and place that you can share things within your own space. That's fine. And at the same time, is it really causing harm? And that's me getting into my own opinions there. But and it's not that I intend to. I think I'm just bringing awareness to the fact that things can be triggering for people. And essentially, it doesn't have any meaning. It's neutral. It's just an expression. It's not really having any intent of harm. And it can be met with resistance because it can force people to look at shadows. And people can be uncomfortable with that and say, no, that's not welcome here. I don't want to look at that, because of it's a reflection of their relationship with the universe, with all that is. Depending on what you make of it, if it's God, it's source, it's energy, it's universal energy, however you personally perceive that. Be kind always in the comments. Thank you. Often it is in our times of greatest need that we feel the most alone. This card is your confirmation that you are never alone, which I was just talking about. The universe has heard your call and wants you to know that the loving presence of the divine creator always fills and surrounds you. Surrender your fears and concerns. Accept the healing light that has been offered to you in this very moment. Out of fear, we often try to swim against the current. This is a waste of time and energy. Trust, accept, and let go. Though there are bound to be many twists and turns along the way, you'll be pleasantly surprised where the river of life eventually takes you. I'm certainly reflecting on that and feeling it because the journey to emerge as who and what I'm doing now in terms of my work took a lot of trust and patience, a lot of patience, a lot of surrender, a lot of is it, isn't it, will it, won't it, am I, do I? And having to shed and transmute a lot of doubt is huge for me on my path. Has it been for you? You know, fear, doubt, worry, concern. It's essentially ego. It's limitation, it's illusion. It's not abundance, which is your natural state. Your natural state is abundance, that you are and have everything, you're a divine being. And when you're in that energy, you feel harmonious and you feel a flow, and things flow in your life as a result of you flowing in your energy. There's a flow in your life. Harmony in you and the frequency, you get the resonance, harmonic resonance. You're in harmony, harmony in your world. You're in trust and flow, everything is unfolding. And things can move away from you that are no longer in resonance or in harmony with your refined frequency. Not to say anything is bad or wrong, but as you calibrate more to the frequency that you prefer to be on, things that are not matching up to that cannot be in your reality. So they may, as I'd mentioned about that post, push back or have a resistance to you because there's no match frequency wise. So it says here, each life is like an ocean, forever yearning for love's shore. We ebb and flow, not realizing that we eternally bathe in the sea of love, and everything is within you in the center. So rather than seeking outside of you to know that you are the source, this is huge for frequency. When you are in that frequency of that knowing and that embodiment, and you're sitting in your energy of fullness, of wholeness, completion. I have everything I need to seek outside of me because I am whole. You're walking down the street in that energy in your body. You create and attract and experience a different reality to when you were in fear, worry, doubt, lack, whatever program that may be taking you out of that center of power. I was talking about the sacral fire within this is also related to solar plexus energy of confidence and conviction, which you will need this month of April to breathe in and to be and expand in confidence and conviction within you, in the courage to follow your heart, to follow your divine mission here, being in your Dharma, to fully embody that in your whole body with profound gratitude, knowing you're not alone and it's a co-creation with your spirit team, allowing you to live more from the heart and soul. So now going to the heart and soul card, which is here. You are blessed and guided by the eternal spirit of love. A positive transformation is occurring in your life at this very moment, celebrating you. Close your eyes and feel yourself bathed in the love which stems from the heart of the goddess. This card is confirmation that all is unfolding as it should. There's no need for concern, so stop taking things so seriously and trust. All unfolds in perfect harmony. Life is always full of opportunity. I am guided and protected. I surrender my concerns to the goddess of eternal life. Doesn't it feel beautiful? Doesn't it feel that you can be in complete trust, pouring your focus and attention and intention into what you want to create and to co-create with the divine, to allow yourself to be in the energy of pouring into what you want to create without being distracted by external circumstances, anything that would disturb you, distract you, not to distract yourself away from what you know in your heart and soul is calling for your attention for your creation and expansion, because it's time to go bigger with your dreams. It's time to call in even more, and action has to come from you. It's always you go first, and then the universe responds. So if you're looking for an answer, looking for a safe signal, take action and pay attention to their response. So if you're getting a closed door in a bus, you're not supposed to get on the bus. And you can choose how you react to that. If it's an acceptance of, oh, okay, that's not happening, let's go over here and see what happens there. Ooh, curiosity, magic. Wow. You follow that vibe rather than thinking that anything is wrong, if you're with me, because everything is unfolding like magic in divine orchestration. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this resonates with you. Thank you very much for booking in energy healing. To book a personalized reading with me, I'd be very happy to do that with you, or to receive attunements to Reiki, which has been the true transformative change for me in the last 5 years in stepping onto the path of becoming a Reiki master and teacher to facilitate attunements with others, to support others in becoming Reiki practitioners who have set up their own practices and are adding value to other people's lives and generating an income from that. And this is another thing that's coming up energetically. I may talk about this in the next video, about how our sense of value is changing. And this also relates to Neptune having gone into Aries in terms of our self-love and what we value and what we prioritize, that we may value certain things differently. But if you look at money, even if you're looking at value exchange or in a transactional nature, what is it that you're wanting money to create for you in an experience? Is it a feeling of respect, that you want to feel respected and valued and appreciated? And how can you feel that feeling without the actual money? Is it that you want to have the freedom, that you want to travel more and you want to go more places? How can you give yourself that feeling? And how can you do it on perhaps a lower budget, or even just get a €1 bus trip and be in your excitement, in motion, moving, that you can be broadcasting that signal and magnetizing more of those opportunities of freedom and movement and travel, that you're signaling to the universe through taking those little simple action steps of what you're wanting more of and what you're expanding. So to look at the value of what you're attaching to things in your connections and your relationships and in interactions, and what you're focusing time and energy on, and what value you're attaching to money also. I'm going to come back to that in another video because I think it's a big thing to go through. I also have workshops on these and worksheets and everything, questions. So I may do a video on that sometime soon. Thank you again, and lots of love. See you in the next one. Bye. Have a beautiful day.